The Champions League music is ringing through my ears. I'm hearing the champions, die Besten, and that's because Bayern Munich's Champions League campaign is returning. We're playing Inter Milan away in Milano. It's a repeat of the Champions League final in 2009-2010, and you know which player was playing in that final? The only player from either side who's still around, it's Thomas Muller, and he'll be back in the starting team. He'll be crucial as a key member of the Bayern team, which is going to beat Milan in a few days. But what lineup will the Bavarians be using? What tactics will coach Julian Nagelsmann be using? This is what I'm going to describe today and my thoughts on how this event is going to pan out. So let's get straight into the lineup. I think Neuer will start in goal because he's Manuel Neuer, one of the best keepers of all time. And it's not like Sven Ulreich's just going to play ahead of him. Alphonso Davies will be our left back. I think we will be in the back four system, and as usual this season, and it will be Alphonso Davies, it'll be Lucas Hernandez. He's surefire because he had that rest against Union Berlin. He's a left-footed centre-back, which gives him a unique purpose and a unique selling point, which De Ligt and Upamecano, who are two right-footed centre-backs, their partnership is not as harmonious because with the left-footed centre-back playing at left centre-back, then you have those more distribution options, and you have more options to keep the play moving faster with the ball. So I think it'll be Lucas who plays, and he's been very good this season. De Ligt will partner Lucas Hernandez, though. I actually think this is going to be the first one where we see the De Ligt-Lucas Hernandez partnership. I think Hernandez is surefire. This one could go either way between Upamecano and De Ligt, but I think Upamecano has had two dreadful games in the Bundesliga. He had that disastrous mistake against Mönchengladbach, even though he was actually pretty good that game. And against Union Berlin, he was horrible. He had a few times poor passes, a few times where he did his trademark slips. And we're seeing boating farts. We're seeing Upamecano farts nowadays for Bayern, and it's just not good, because even though he's been so assured in 99% of the minutes he's played, in those 1% of the minutes, he has a catalysmic mistake, and it's just horrible for Bayern, and that's why he can't be playing. This is such a big game, big Champions League tie. We can't have someone ruin it with one mistake, ruin all our domination, all of the team's hard work. De Ligt should play. I think Pavard will also play. This is pretty clear to me. Pavard's clearly the first choice right back. When Mazraoui had his chance against Victoria Köln, he didn't play that well. I think I gave him 5.5 maybe in the player ratings. Not great. There will be player ratings, of course, after this game, about an hour after kickoff, by the way. So please come back. Let me know your thoughts on the Inter Milan game when that happens. But Pavard's been so assured. Since Mazraoui has come in, he's performed like prime Philip Lahm. He's very good going forward. He's really harmonious, overlapping, underlapping, and playing some excellent passes. So it will be Pavard, and that's right. The midfield is where anything really could happen. It'll be Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich had a great game against Union Berlin, even though he's subbed, and it's pretty clear he'll start. He's the marquee centre mid. But who to partner him? It'll be Gravenberch. Will it? Will it be Sabitzer? Will it be even Leon Goretzka, who's come back from injury now and used to be the first choice centre mid? But I think it'll be Sabitzer, because Goretzka has said that he even wanted to start the Union game, and he likely, of course, it's reported that he wants to start this game. But I think Sabitzer will be the tough choice made by Nagelsmann, because Sabitzer provides so much stability to Kimmich in that number 6 role. He allows Kimmich to push forward as more of an 8. Against Union Berlin, he was really tidying up Kimmich's messes. He was tidying up in the midfield, and he was actually a crucial player in the defensive part of the game. So that's why I think the Sabitzer-Kimmich midfield has more balance than a Kimmich-Goretzka, because that's more 2 8s instead of a 6 in Sabitzer and an 8 in Kimmich. So I think that'll be the midfield. But it's harsh on Gravenberch and Goretzka, because Goretzka has come in, he's scored a goal against Victoria Köln. Gravenberch had a man of the match performance, and he's played well off the bench, but he's still not getting a look in. It's tough for these guys, but this is how it should be. Sabitzer's been good. Sabitzer should get the chance to continue that good run of form and run away with it. I think it should be Sabitzer-Kimmich. In attack is another place where it could go either way, the 4 attackers, and it really depends whether we're going to play a 4-2-2-2 system, or, as I think, we will play the 4-2-3-1 system. And therefore, in this case, I think Muller is completely assured of starting. He was clearly just being rested. Julian Nagelsmann knows his qualities and said it wasn't a performance-based reason that Muller was kept out against Union Berlin, which can only mean one thing: rest, sleep. But now, after this rest and recuperation, Muller is hungry, he's ready, and he will be hungry to sink his teeth into a weak Inter Milan team at the moment. And I think Muller provides that stability, that leadership qualities that are needed in that front four, where it's the other pacey young players. You need a father figure, you need a figure of wisdom, a Gandalf, a Aslan the Lion, a Dumbledore to really set these, a Yoda, to set these younglings on the right path. And I think that Muller is the right person for that. I think that as it is a 4-2-3-1, it will be Coman as a right winger. I think if it's a 4-2-3-1, Coman is assured. If it's a 4-2-2-2, it could be Muller on the right and Coman on the bench or on the left. But I think Coman seems to be the most rated as a winger by Nagelsmann. And if we're playing a winger system, then he will play. He'll provide that width on the right-hand side. He'll get up, take his men on. I think Coman should start. I think he will start. On the left could be Jamal Musiala, but I actually think it'll be Leroy Sane, because Musiala has had injury problems and then he didn't have a great performance against Union. So I think, and Sane has been good. Sane didn't start the first few games of the season, but since he started, he's been energetic. Against Victoria Köln, he even told Julian Nagelsmann at halftime he wanted to come on, and I think this is the hunger that we haven't seen from Sane. Sane is acting now like Nicolas Sula, given Nicolas Sula left the club. Now he's hungry all the time, just like Sula, because Sula's a bit big. But I think that Sane will start. He has that hunger, and on the left-hand side, I'll explain it more in the tactics, why he should be starting there. Mane will start as our striker, Sadio Mane. He's been pretty good every game. He's never been exceptional, he's never been bad. He's been sort of a poacher. He's fitted so seamlessly into this Bayern team, which is a credit to him, because it hasn't looked like he's been out of focus, out of synchronization with his Bayern teammates, and that's a credit to him. He'll start, he'll be our striker. Now, this is harsh on Gnabry, because Gnabry did really well the first few games. He's done well off the bench, but he hasn't started for like 3 games, so is Nagelsmann really going to drop him? I could imagine if Bayern play this 4-2-2-2 system, I think Gnabry actually will play as a striker, but because I think we'll have a 4-2-3-1, Gnabry's no good as a winger anymore. He can't beat his man. When was the last time you saw Gnabry actually really dribble his man? Never, because it doesn't happen anymore, simply. So it could be Gnabry though in the 4-2-2-2. It could be Musiala in the 4-2-2-2. Musiala on the left, Muller on the right, Gnabry, Mane. So those are the 2 options, but I think it will be this 4-2-3-1. And the reason for this partly is because that's the formation we played in the last few weeks, and because I think Sane and Coman have been too good in the last few weeks to really drop, which is why I don't think Nagelsmann will drop him, and therefore they'll keep the 4-2-3-1. But also because Inter Milan play with a back 3 sort of formation. They play a 3-5-2 formation, so their wide players are exclusively in the form of their right mid and their left mid, otherwise known as the wing backs. And thus the width and the wings will be crucial for Bayern's attack. That's where the spaces will be against Inter's 3-5-2. Inter, Nagelsmann compared to Union Berlin in that they sit quite deep. Therefore, exploiting these spaces will be crucial. And that's why it doesn't make much sense to play a very narrow 4-2-2-2, because in this very narrow system, our 4 attackers will just be coming up against their 2 defensive midfielders and their 3 centre-backs. It'll be a 4 versus 5. Whereas if we use those wingers, our wingers and our fullbacks might be providing width, and getting on their 2 wingbacks might create 4 versus 2 situations in the width areas. So that's why I think it'll be the 4-2-3-1. Sane and Coman will be completely crucial because of all this space on the width. I think that's why I've drawn them. They're very far out, hugging the touchline, just like Nicolas Sula hugs burgers. But well, I'm not sure why in this recap I decided to go into Nicolas Sula so much, but it is what it is. I think that, yeah, Sane and Coman will hug the left and right respectively. Sane as a left footer, he'll hug that left. Coman as a right footer, hug the right. And that doesn't mean they won't go in at times. I think they will. I think Davies and Pavard will really be crucial in overlapping also. But this will just make use of the width and really stretch Inter and really cause Inter defensive problems, I think. I think that Muller also will be crucial in that cam role because he'll be providing that leadership, that wisdom, but he'll also be an outlet. So the fullbacks will pass into Muller, and then Muller will quickly spray the ball into the right wing, into the left wing, into those channels where there are open spaces. While there'll also be some interchanging and some inter-rotation between Mane and Muller. So Mane will often drop, he'll drop deep, and Muller will also go forward. So Mane will drop deep, create the ball, get the ball, and it'll drag some of Inter's centre backs. It'll drag them maybe towards the center of the pitch, which will create spaces further in behind. I think so. Mane and Muller's interchanging will be a part of this formation and team, and I think also Sabitzer shielding Kimmich will be crucial because it'll allow Kimmich to go forward, exploit their spaces, without the risk of being caught out on the counter-attack, as he won't be the last person. It'll be Sabitzer really in that space. And against Inter, who are probably going to sit back and defend, let's be honest, it will be really crucial that we have Kimmich and Sabitzer, who are both great ball players. They'll be able to unlock the defense. And with that 3-5-2, with the spaces in between, behind those fullbacks, there'll be spaces for over-the-top through balls, for chipped, lobbed, the ones that Kimmich loves, those lob passes. So I think Kimmich and Sabitzer will be really crucial in unleashing those wingers there, but if the wingers come inside, which maybe Sane will often drag inside, also Sane could then pass it to overlapping Davies, or if Sane drags inside, drags the winger with him, Kimmich could play that ball to Davies, for example. So I think that'll be the game plan for Bayern. I'm very excited for this game. I think it's really great for Bayern to play the top continental teams, but in defensive systems, in Union Berlin-esque systems. So it'll be a really good challenge for Nagelsmann. Last season was when we were unable to break down a very deep-lying system. So we need to have practice at that if we want to progress in the Champions League. But that said, I think that this game will be a 4-1 victory for the Bavarians, for Bayern. I think despite recent weeks against low-lying teams, I think against Inter, it might be slightly more open up because they are a big team at home. They're not just going to defend the whole game, so there will be chances, spaces for Bayern to exploit. But also with this 4-2-3-1 system against this big team, we didn't play well against Union against a low block, but against Mönchengladbach's low block, we played very well, and that's because Muller was on the field in that game. He wasn't on the field really much in the Union game. He's going to be back. Bayern are going to be able to therefore exploit their spaces. Hopefully Jamal Musiala can also come on. He'll be able to exploit the spaces and really do that tight dribbling in tight areas. And I'm just looking forward to it. The Champions League. We love the Champions League. We love Bayern. See you at my player ratings after the game. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.